Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Siemens SN23HW64AG dishwasher. And what I want to do today is to show you around the dishwasher some of the feature and benefits that it offers. But just before I start, all I'd normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up. What I do is I'll talk about household appliances like these, vacuum cleaners, there's normally a bit of tech involved. So just give us a quick subscribe, then we'll make a start. So to start with, there are two model numbers that are really close together. So this model is the SN23HW64AG, and there is also the sister model, SN23HW64CG. Now the main difference, and I will show you in a bit, is the top cutlery tray. Now if you're coming after the features and benefits for the CG model, then just keep on with the video because everything about it is basically the same. It's just the cutlery basket in the dishwasher, but I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. So before you think about buying the dishwasher, or any dishwasher really, just make sure it's going to fit. So I'll just show you the dimensions on this model. So as far as the height goes, you're looking around 84.5 centimeters or just over 33 inches. The width on it is 60 centimeters or just over 23.5 inches. And the depth, I suppose this is the main thing that people query about. So on this model you're looking around 61 centimeters or around 24 inches. So as I say, just have a quick measure up because there's nothing worse than getting the dishwasher delivered to your house, then you go to install it and you realise it doesn't fit. So I'll show you the display and all the programs that it comes with now. You'll notice that on the left hand side here you've got the on and off button. All of these are just very small illuminated buttons. I do really like the display on this. It's a really nice white LED display that Siemens have given us. What you will notice is it has got the time remaining in the program. I know initially you think 4 hours 55. It's quite a scarily long time for one program. But it is to, I suppose, remember that you have got a good selection of programs here, so they're not all going to be that long. And also I will show you a trick in a minute, so if you do need to speed up the program, then there is an option over this side that can reduce the time. So first of all, this is the Eco 50. So as it shows you, it's a 50-degree program, and with this is mainly for, I suppose, as it shows, it's for longer washes where time isn't really the consideration, but the energy and water consumption is. So on this program it will use around 9.5 litres of water, which for this size of dishwasher is actually really good. And as far as the energy consumption, you're looking around 0.8 of a kilowatt hour. As far as the next program, so the 45 to 65 degree, and with this program what it will do is it will actually send a certain amount of water through at the beginning of the program, and depending on how dirty the water is, the machine itself will select a temperature between 45 and 65 degrees. So you don't tend to know what the temperature is, but that's a really good one. I suppose especially if you've got a mixture of say pots and pans and just normal washing in the top. And with that one, so the time on that will vary. So it does vary between 1 hour and 40, and it can go up to around 2.5 hours, so a little bit longer than this. But what it will do is it will actually adjust the time, I suppose depending on the temperature. It's normally after about 8 or 9 minutes. And again, as far as the water consumption, it will vary between 7 and 15 litres depending on the temperature that it has selected. So that's a really good one if you're not really sure which temperature to go for. As far as the next one, so the next one is the 70 degree intensive. Now this is really a good one if you've had for example a Sunday roast, if you've got a lot of greasy pots and pans that are in the dishwasher. And with that one, it's not quite as energy efficient, so you use in between 11.5 and 14 litres of water. And again, it will vary the time, I suppose depending on how dirty the water is and how long the program needs to be, but it will decide that for itself. And as far as the energy consumption, you're looking between 1.3 to 1.4 kilowatt hours. So again, that's really at the other end of the scale compared to the Eco. Then you've got this one. If you are in a hurry, so if you need everything to be done pretty quickly, then you've got the Speed 65. So it's still washing at the high temperature, so it's still at the 65 degree, but as you can see here, that is around 1 hour and 5 minutes. And with that program it will use around 10.5 litres of water, and it's around 1.3 kilowatt hours of energy. So again, not quite as efficient as some of the programs that say at this end, the eco program, but if you are in a hurry, then that's quite a good one to pick. And then you've got the next one here, which is the speed is 45 degree, and with that one again it's even quicker, so we're just down to a lower temperature of 45 degrees. This is a really good one if everything you're washing isn't really dirty, so you wouldn't want to do your dirty pots and pans in this wash. But if you've had things like plates or glasses that I suppose that you've rinsed beforehand, then this is quite a good program to use, because it's 45 degree. This program will vary, so it will be between half an hour and 3/4 an hour. But with this, that's just a good overall quick program to use. You have got this option here called Favorite, and what this will do, this is where you can actually select a favorite program from here. You have got something within the dishwasher called Home Connect as well. Home Connect is an app that you download on your phone or tablet. And what you can do is you can actually download extra programs to the dishwasher, and what it will also do is it will help you with things like servicing issues. There are also updates available, so it's something I'd recommend doing. Unfortunately I've not got a demonstration of it at the moment, but if you download the Home Connect app, it doesn't matter what kind of phone or tablet you've got, you should be able to do it. And what you can also do is you can download extra programs, and you can put one of those programs into the favourite. And the next option on here is called Start In, and this is basically a time delay. So if you wanted to delay the start of the program, then you've got this option, and what it will do is you can delay it for up to 24 hours. So if you decided that you didn't want the program to start until say this time tomorrow, then just select that, which is H24 for 24 hours. And then I suppose what you can do, this tends to be used mainly overnight, so if you've got things like economy 7 where you've got cheap electricity, then that's quite a good option to use. If you just press it once more, it goes back to 00, which is the normal start time. And the next option on here is called Remote Start, and the reason I put a button on here, because what you need to do is you almost need to give the dishwasher permission to enable the remote start. And what it will do, the reason it's not lit up there is because you need to enable it within the Home Connect app first. And what this will do, so basically the remote start gives you the option to start your dishwasher from your phone or tablet. The next option on here is called Intensive Zone, and what that basically does, if I just select the Auto 45 to 65 to show you this, and what this will do is this gives you the option to increase the washing ability on the bottom basket. And what I mean by that, if you've done, for example, another Sunday roast, I do like my Sunday roast by the way, so if you've done a Sunday roast and you've got some fairly dirty pots and pans in the bottom rack, but then you've got normal tableware, things like dishes or glasses in the top, then what you can do is you can actually press the intensive zone, and what it basically does is to increase the pressure through the bottom spray arm. And what it will also do is it will hold the maximum temperature for slightly longer. So whereas with any of these programs, and I suppose the same with any dishwasher, it will gradually increase the temperature, it will maintain the temperature for a small time, and then it will gradually decrease. But if you do select the intensive zone, then what it does is it tends to maintain the higher temperature for slightly longer, and that can really help to get things clean, especially if they are very dirty. So as you can see, it doesn't add a huge amount of time, it only adds about 5 minutes to the program. The next option on here is the half load. Now that's something which I suppose in some households, if you don't tend to use it that often, that's quite a good thing to use. It doesn't speed up the program a huge amount. You'll see here that it's going from 2 hours 6 to 2 hours 20, so the whole progress of the program doesn't tend to be that much quicker. What you will find is it will reduce the time, so it will reduce it further, but it doesn't tend to be half the time. The only thing to mention is it does say that you do need to reduce the amount of the tablet or detergent that you put into the dishwasher. So if you use things like the little gel pouches or tablets, then that might be something to consider not using if you do use the little pouches, because ideally what you need to do is you need to use less for the wash, because clearly the amount of water it's going to use is a lot less. So that's just really a comment on that. You have got the next one called the VarioSpeed Plus. Now this is the cheeky little program that I tended to mention earlier with some of these long programs. So if we select the Eco 50, this got the, again, the very long 4 hours 55. If you select the VarioSpeed Plus, then what it will do is it reduces it down to a brilliant 1 hour 13. Then the last program on here is the Machine Care. That's really a program on its own, so you don't want to have anything in here. So if you have got any pots and pans or dishes in here, you want to make sure they're removed for this program. And the idea is, it's just really a general refresh program. Most manufacturers will recommend using this program just, as I say, just on its own, probably once a month. It very much depends on the programs that you're using. I suppose with things like washing machines, because quite a few manufacturers are using something like Machine Care on the washing machines as well as the dishwashers. And if you are using naturally higher temperatures, so if you're washing, for example, the 65, 70 degree or 65 degree programs here, then you wouldn't need to use the Machine Care option as many times. If you're trying to use the lower temperature programs, things like the 45 or 50 degree programs, then personally I'd recommend using it a bit more often. Also within that option, you have got the little key symbol, and that's the child lock. So if you press and hold that button for 3 seconds, then what it will do is it just brings up the little key symbol. I'll be honest, it's not too obvious on there. I think sometimes we do get customers ringing up saying they can't understand why the dishwasher's not working. It seemed to have locked itself, and that's why you've selected the child lock option. And to release that, all you do is you just press and hold that for 3 seconds, and then the little key symbol will disappear. Then you can carry on. And basically with any of those programs, once you've selected the program and the different option, then all you do is you just press start at the end. So now I'll show you inside the dishwasher. To open it, it's very easy. You just got the nice easy grip handle under the display there. Something to point out, if you are going into a showroom to have a look at dishwashers, just see how easy and how solid they feel as far as the doors. What you will find is that on the Siemens appliances, they just feel quality. I've always had a soft spot for Siemens. It just shuts, there's no messing about like on some of the cheaper brands. So that's just a minor point. But as you go into the dishwasher, you will notice that you've got quite a few different colours here. Now I'll start off with a top basket. On the left hand side here, you have got the knife rack, as they will call it, or if you have got very small things like espresso cups, then you can pop them on here as well. Some of these you don't have to have on if you don't want to. You can remove them if you had, say, tall glasses all the time. So on this particular model, this row of prongs, or the tines as some people call them, are static, so you can't move them at all. The reason I mention that is because on this side you can actually fold these down, and that's really good. So if you have got, say, for example, a casserole dish that you're full at the bottom and you wanted to pop something in the top, it's nice just to get a flat area that you've got this ability to fold those down. On the right hand side here, you'll notice you've got this quite blue feature, and the idea of this is it's designed for putting wine glasses in. Clearly what Siemens assume, because the number of wine glass holders that the people buying these dishwashers are going to be drinking a lot of wine. But to be fair, I really like this. It's a rubber finish, so it is designed to protect your wine glasses. And also at the bottom here, not sure if you can see this, but you've got this row of blue rubber as well. So again, it's just designed to protect the glasses. And I suppose a lot of the time, if you have got the glasses in there, then you just fold those down, and depending on the size of the glasses, what you'll find is that they will lean against the bottom here. So I'm really impressed with that feature. And as I mentioned earlier, there is the sister model to this. So although this is the AG version, there is also the CG, which all the features and benefits are basically the same as this model. But what you'll find is you've actually got a cutlery tray at the top. It does have, I suppose, advantages and disadvantages. The main advantage is that you can pull the tray out and you've got the option to put all your cutlery and to line it up on here. The main downside with it, and I will mention this because it's something I tend to mention to customers in the showroom, is it will reduce the height that you get within the dishwasher. A lot of people look at it and they go, a brilliant design. If you have got tall wine glasses, then personally it's something I'd probably recommend not going for, because what you'll find is that by the time you've got the tray coming out, it really limits the height as to what you can get within the top basket. Now if that is an issue, if height of it is an issue, then you have got the option called Rackmatic, and what that will do is that gives the option to reduce the height of the top basket. As I showed there, it's just two handles and it's got 3 different positions, and you can just raise or lower it. The beauty of this system, and not all of the models do this, but you can actually vary it at different levels on either side, so you don't have to have it at the same level. And also at the front here, you've got this part, and what this does, I suppose it acts as 2 things really. The first thing it will do is it does act as a handle, so when you want to pull the top basket out, then that's a really good idea. Also what happens is when you've got the gel pouch or the tablet within the dishwasher, I'll just show you where it goes in a minute, but what it will do is it will actually drop out into the top here. So on quite a few of the dishwashers, the tablet will just drop anywhere within the dishwasher, and sometimes if that falls into, say, a cup or a bowl, then it might not dissolve properly. But the main advantage of the Siemens system, and to be fair, Bosch do it as well, the sister company, on a lot of the dishwashers, but what it will do is the tablet will just drop into the top here, and that just means that it will dissolve perfectly every wash. As we go to the bottom rack, again you've got a handle on the front here that's nice and easy to pull out. That's something, again, is a minor point when I'm talking about it at the moment, but when it's fully loaded and when it's very heavy, then just having something like that can be quite a help. But you will notice that inside here, well, hopefully you can notice that you've got the full stainless steel interior. Some manufacturers are going to the cheaper polynox or plastic interior. It's something, I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan of. I much prefer the stainless steel interior. What you'll find is it just lasts longer. Some of the plastic finishes on some of the cheaper dishwashers are not that great, and they're not as long lasting as the full stainless interior. You do tend to find this kind of interiors mainly on the higher end dishwashers like the Siemens one. Now the next thing to show you is the racks at the bottom here. You can fold all of these down. Now I'm really glad that Siemens have done this, and the reason for that I'll just show you. So that's just an example of one of them, but the main advantage of having them all flat, if you've got, say, a big pan or big casserole dish, then rather than trying to balance it on top, which can increase the height of it, on some items it can interrupt the spray arm at the top there. So if you just fold all of these down, put your pans or dishes on there, then that's another good feature that Siemens have given us, and then they just all clip back into place. On this model you do get the cutlery basket, and you will notice underneath that you've just got 2 strips. So the main advantage is it doesn't matter where it goes at the bottom. Clearly on the other model, the CG version, you wouldn't get that because you've got the cutlery tray at the top, and what that does is that, I suppose, increases the amount that you can get at the bottom as well. Just at the front of the door here, this is where you pop the dishwasher tablet or the gel pouch, really depending on what you prefer. So that goes in there. Also you have got some indicators just within the little door there, so that just shuts like that, and then partway through the program it will pop open, but that's just a manual release. As I say, you have got some manual indicators, and the reason they've got those is if you're using things like the half load option that I mentioned earlier, then you don't need the full amount of the tablet or the gel pouch. So if you're using powder, then just reduce it when you load it for the washing. Also on the right hand side here you've got the rinse aid, and that's something that is important. I'd always recommend using rinse aid and salt. So the salt goes just on the left hand side. I'll just show you how to do that. So this is something that I'd always recommend using. Now a lot of people tend to use the 3-in-1 or 4-in-1 tablets. I suppose what they're thinking is they can just use the tablets and they don't need to worry about the rinse aid and the salt. But personally I'd still recommend using these two. What you'll find is that the cleaning performance is a lot better if you do use them. And the other thing I'd always recommend is to use good quality brands. I must admit I'm not a huge fan of some of the cheaper supermarket brands. I'd always recommend going for some of the well-known brands. The other thing to do is a couple of maintenance tips. You've got the filter at the front. Clearly there's some water in here because these are tested in the factory to make sure they're all okay. But this is like a 2-part filter. So you just take that off and just go and get rid of any food residue that's on there. That just clips back on, and just give these a rinse. I suppose not so much every wash, but after every 2 or 3 washes, just keep an eye on it. This very much depends on how you load the dishwasher. Some people don't take any of the food off, they don't pre-rinse them, so what you'll find is you end up cleaning these a lot more often. At home I try to encourage, say the kids, because they're loading the dishwasher now, that try to encourage them just to get any food residue off, put it either in the bin or down the waste disposal beforehand, before putting it in the dishwasher, and that way it just, I suppose, maintains the better wash performance, because it's not having to work so hard to get everything clean. And to put that back in, what you do is you just locate it at the bottom and then make sure the 2 arrows are meeting together. As far as the spray arms, they are easily removed, so that just comes off. And again, just have a look in here, just make sure there's no blockages at all, but that's nice and easy to remove, and then that just clips back on as well. You'd also get this cheeky little funnel with it. This is really designed to pop in here so you don't spill any salt within the dishwasher while you're loading it, because sometimes the salt packets, especially if they're quite big packets, then they can be a little bit awkward to fill. So I'm really glad they've given this funnel to help put the salt in. I'll just quickly show you a copy of the energy label that this arrives with. Now I have mentioned quite a few times recently on some of my videos that the energy labelling system has been rejigged. So although it looks like a D isn't quite brilliant, if you're comparing it to other dishwashers on the market, then a D rating is actually pretty good. It does show you that it's approximately 84 kilowatt hours of energy per 100 cycles. It's 13 place setting, 9.5 litres. That was really for the Eco 50 program. 4 hours 55, and you've got a B energy rating, well, B rating for the noise level. So again, that's very, very good if you're comparing it to other dishwashers around this price range. The other thing to mention, warranty wise, standard Siemens appliances will arrive with a 2-year guarantee. Have a look out, because sometimes Siemens will offer a 5-year warranty. At this time of recording, this actually comes with a 5-year parts and labour guarantee, and that in itself can be worth quite a bit. So I'll just quickly show you around the back of the dishwasher now. You will notice that you have got the mains at the bottom here. Now this comes as a separate plug. I suppose for a couple of reasons. Siemens can alter the plug type depending on which country it's going in. Clearly in the UK we've got the 3-pin plug, so that's what it should arrive with. The other main advantage of having it separate, and it does come in a separate bag, I've only unpacked this and popped it in just to show you all the programs. But what the main advantage is that if you have got say a small hole in the cupboard, then what you don't want to do is you don't want to cut the plug off. So at least by doing this, then if you do need to drill a hole going through a cupboard or two, then it's much easier to drill for that size hole than going up to the larger plug. What you've also got is the waste connection. That's just in the middle there, and then just to the right of it, it might be difficult to see, you've got the water connection as well. So everything is at the bottom, and it's really good because it's all recessed at the bottom here. And you do get a new hose as well. We always try and recommend using the new water hose whenever you get a new dishwasher. So if you're thinking about buying one of these dishwashers, I've provided a couple of links below to show you where to get them at competitive prices. I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Siemens dishwasher. the SN23HW64AG, or the sister model, the CG, the one with the cutlery tray at the top. I do always ask for comments on the videos, whether it's good or bad. If you didn't like it, just tell me why. If you have got any questions on the dishwasher, there might be something in there that you were watching the video hoping I would mention, just pop in the comments and I should get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube, just click the subscribe, I'd always appreciate that. But anyway, thanks for watching.